Back in 2016, I had a dream. Just like any other young girl, I wanted to become a digital nomad. Some random dude on Facebook popped up on my wall with an advertisement that showed how he lives on a beach and works on his laptop and makes thousands of dollars every month. I was sold immediately. What happened after was a huge roller coaster of me trying just about every single online business you can think of, failing over and over again until I came across one thing that worked. If you want to hear this story, then stay with me for the next few minutes because I think it's going to instill so much hope in you and also maybe give you some wisdom and direction when it comes to, making this online thing work for you. Alright, so the first thing that I tried was multi-level marketing. And this is actually what this guy was doing, and obviously I was sold on his ad. So I clicked through, I got talking to him, but he told me that I had to invest like thousands of dollars into his product, which I would not be able to do because that was just way too much for me. So I kind of tried, and I even asked my brother to lend me some money, but my brother was like, nah. And I don't blame him. I would have been the same. I mean, I think I was like 20 at the time, and I wouldn't give a 20-year-old a couple £1,000 or however much I was asking for. Anyway, I took the hit. I was like, okay, I can't make it work. By the way, the guy was also asking me to like try and take out a Payday loan, which now when I think about it, I think it's such a bad thing to ask somebody to do. Like, payday loans are literally the worst thing for young people because you can very easily get into debt because the interest is so high. So it's kind of out of order that he asked me to do that. Red flag. Anyway, so I couldn't work with him because I didn't have the money. And then I came across a different MLM and they sold supplements, and it was much easier to invest into that. So I did get into it, but unfortunately I didn't make any sales. So if you don't know about MLMs, it's kind of about like selling things, like talking to people and selling them the supplement subscriptions or whatever. And at the same time, it's about building a team of other marketers underneath you, and every time a different marketer sells something, you get commission. They're also called pyramid schemes, so you might have heard of them in this sense, but anyway, it didn't work for me because I didn't make any sales, but I spent hundreds of pounds on my own supply of the supplements, so that kind of didn't work. Then I was at university and I had a few £1,000s to spare. That's not true. It was my university grant, which I was supposed to be spending on my rent, on my books and food. And I've decided to invest that money into the market, and obviously I lost it. Like, I lost everything. People study their whole lives to be able to invest in the stock market, and then there I was, like 22, thinking, I'm just going to throw my money in and I'm going to become a millionaire. That didn't work. After that, I've decided to try e-commerce, so I've set up a store on Shopify, and it was a pineapple themed store where I had a bunch of products that had pineapples on them. I don't even know what I was thinking, but also I invested some money into the Shopify platform and whatnot. Obviously it didn't work, and after that I think I kind of just gave up on this whole thing. I was like, oh no, I didn't. I came up with one more brilliant idea. I've decided to become a fitness influencer on Instagram. And I was like, posing in front of my mirror, showing off, and filming myself do crunches and stuff. That didn't work. I didn't become a millionaire with that either. I think it got to a point where I became kind of disappointed with myself, and this happens a lot. Like, we see people talk about how they're making 20,000 a month just by doing this one thing, and then we try it, it doesn't work, and then we try another thing, it doesn't work, and we try another thing, it doesn't work, and then eventually you get to the point where you're like, wow, I am literally useless. Like, everybody else is doing it, and I've tried a bunch of different things and I just can't make it happen. But there was this part of me that still always felt like I really want to make it work. I felt disappointed, but at the same time, I didn't want to lose hope. And then, I went through some like tough stuff in my life, or I went through a breakup. I dropped out of university, and I went back to my mum's house, and I remember just kind of being like, oh my god, life literally sucks. Like, what am I even doing? The only chance I had of like being successful was my university, and I dropped out, which just doesn't help. And in that moment, being at my lowest, we could say, I was on YouTube, of course, being like, okay, what can I do online? Like, I really, really want to find something that I'm going to love and that is going to give me a chance of actually becoming someone and not being a loser for the rest of my life. So then I came across copywriting. Now, when I first saw it, I had my doubts, because I was like, yeah, right, another type of online business where you're meant to become a millionaire within a few months and blah, blah, blah. Been there, done that, it doesn't work. But then I realized that, well, it doesn't require any investment up front. All I have to do is learn the skill and then go and try it. If it doesn't work, I don't lose much, comparing to what I lost on the stock market, for example, not risking anything. So I went, onto YouTube. I watched a bunch of tutorials. Then I read some books. I did some courses, and I was like, okay, like, I think I can do this. It's not rocket science. And then I started reaching out to people. And lo and behold, within the first 2 weeks of me reaching out, I had my first client. Like, I had my first paycheck, which shocked me. I was like, wow, I never thought that it would be this easy. Like, in comparison to what I went through with all the other types of businesses that I tried, this was literally a piece of cake. So I stuck to it. I just stuck to it. I didn't care about anything else anymore. This just was my thing. And in 2020, I started traveling. Or maybe it was 2019. I'm not sure, but I went to Barcelona. I had so much fun. Then I went to Mexico. Then I came back to London for a little bit. Then I went to Spain again. Then I went to Mexico again. I went to Turkey, to Italy, and I'm sure I went to a bunch of other places that I just don't remember because so much has happened. So yeah, it's been 4 years, over 4 years now, of me traveling the world, living in places that I never imagined I would be able to live in. Working completely online for myself, having more control over my life than I ever imagined was possible, having more freedom that I ever imagined was possible. But more than just working for clients and writing copy, it opened up the door for me to start different projects, like this YouTube channel, or, different projects that I launched throughout the 4 years that I've been doing this. I just want you to know that this is probably the easiest way to get into the digital nomad laptop lifestyle. And that is because there's a huge demand. It doesn't require a huge investment up front. And it's just easy to get into. It's easy to get into, and I know that people say there's a lot of competition and it's hard to get into it as a beginner, but I promise you that right now you can still get into it, even if you have no experience. All you need to do is just try, just do it. And personally, I think that if you want to learn from my mistakes, which, I do recommend because I made a lot and I'm happy to share my experience. If you want to learn from my mistakes, I would go into copywriting, but email list management as well, because you're combining the skill of copywriting and you're combining the skill of email list management, and that allows you to work with clients on a monthly retainer basis. So it saves you from going through the cycle of losing clients and getting clients, of finishing projects and stressing out about the next project and where your money is going to come from. Like, I did this for a long time before I realized that I can work with people on a retainer basis, and I think email marketing is the easiest way to do that. So I would recommend that you learn more about that. I have content on my channel that you can leverage. I literally give everything away. I don't hold back, so check it out. And if you want to hear more stories like this and more advice, then let me know in the comments below, because this is a little bit different to what I normally post on the channel. And that's it. See you next time.